What's up, gang? Hope you're doing well. We've got another one that I've been looking forward to, watching more content of transforming basketball. So this is Alex Sarama. If you remember the last time we reviewed his channel, I agreed with majority of the stuff he talked about. Constraint-led approach, I believe, is what his teaching, kind of his portfolio is based on. And something I guess he's developed. I really like a lot of his stuff, or from what I've seen. I've bought his books. I haven't read it yet, but I thought it would be good to break down another video. He's released some more content, so go check him out. Go follow the channel, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. But how to teach the most overlooked concept in basketball offense. The reason I like his content, it's conceptual, foundational, and I'm probably going to agree with most things because he has a why. He's really good at explaining his why and his reasoning behind things. So you have to choose something. You have to do something, right? You can't just not do anything. So when a coach tells you why they're doing something, I go, okay, I probably agree with it, because now you can go back to the drawing board and you can change it. Most people just do stuff. They don't know why. They just do it because that's what they did in high school. So coaches that take the time and think and have their understanding from a foundational level, I typically agree with, because I'm like, oh, it's just a different philosophy. It's fine. So we'll see what this one is and give it our thoughts.
Coaches teach offense like a checklist. Run a play, pitch your spots, hope for a good shot. But there's one concept most coaches skip. It's not a set, it's not a formation, it's an advantage. In this clinic, our founder, Alex Sarama, breaks down the most overlooked concept in modern offense, something we call dominoes. You'll learn exactly how to create them, how to keep them falling.
This is just closeouts, right? Trying to remember what the NBA calls it, but yeah, you're just creating closeouts.
And how to train your players to think in advantages, not patterns.
Shot selection is where it all starts. What shots do we want? We spoke about that before.
Remember, one of the most important things is for your team to know, like, what are we looking for? Again, for me, it's 60% twos, 40% threes. And I only developed that over the last couple years, and that was listening to Thomas Isolo, and that's what he uses. And I always had a really complicated way of teaching, like what type of shots we want. It's kind of post players, we want kind of these shots, guards, we want these shots, this shot's okay, this shot's not great. And then I heard a coach explain it just way simpler, 60% twos, 40% threes. And I was like, that's easier to say, and it makes sense for everyone. So I've adopted that, just an easier teaching point. Then you can get into the nitty gritty afterwards with specific players if you want.
After shot selection, it's dominoes. And this is the analogy and the principles of play for how we want to play with an advantage. So you guys can picture a set of dominoes falling. That is what I want players to be thinking about. So when the advantage first appears, whether we have a 4 against 3, a 5 on 4, whatever the advantage is, can we keep the dominoes falling so that the last domino to fall is a great shot?
Dominoes, I like that. I don't think I teach it like that. For me, it's just 2 feet in the key. Once you get 2 feet in the key, like, that's when all the closeouts start, right? So 2 feet in the key, you've either got your 60% two. So that's our 60% two right there. Whether you have a defender on you or not, 2 feet in the key. But if you've drawn the help, now you kick it out, and that's where the dominoes would start for him. You kick it out, create a closeout, you can swing it on to the next guy, and then he can redrive, and the same thing starts again. But to me, the foundational concept is like 2 feet in the key. So get to that spot first. Or if you have an elite shooter, somehow freeing them up out here. That's going to create those closeouts, the switches, the dominoes that he's talking about.
Not a mid-range, not a floater, a layup, a dunk, a catch and shoot 3. That's what we want the last shot to be in dominoes. So we have 3 things we can do to be consistent with our dominoes habits. And if the team consistently does these 3 things, the odds are you're going to be able to convert advantages really well. The first thing is 0-second decisions. That's concept number 1 of dominoes.
0.5-second decisions.
Whenever we have an advantage, we want to shoot, pass, or drive in 0 seconds. If we catch and we hold...
We speak about this a lot, right? Steph Curry, it's a grenade. Got to get the grenade out of your hands. But I call it 0.5-second decisions or 0.3-second decisions. Like, as soon as you catch it, like, yeah, shoot it, pass it, move it, or shoot it, shoot it, drive it, move it. One of those three things straight away. If you mess up, like now your decision making can get better, but it's like just do one of those things and you'll get better as you go.
The ball and we get to triple threat, we fake. All we're doing is we're giving the defense a chance to get back to neutral. Yep. And the dominoes
neutral
stop because we risk losing the advantage. Concept number 2, the floor is lava. So I don't know if you guys know lava, it's like the volcano, right? The red stuff. The kids find it really funny, and even pro players, because there was a big thing on social media like 2 years ago. There was a big viral thing with escaping the lava. So all I mean by that is the lava is the mid-range. So whenever we are in dominoes, we have advantage. Let's say we drive and we kick. Now, after this pass, I have to leave the lava.
Yep. And so this is where, again, people that don't study basketball at a high level, and look, a lot of casual fans, which is fine. If you're a casual fan and you just like and enjoy basketball, have whatever opinion you want. That is 100% okay. But don't pretend to be a coach or someone who studies the game and then say the mid-range is dead. Like, people aren't searching out mid-range shots anymore. It's like, yeah, because the numbers are out, the studies have been done. It's less efficient. It's less effective. So when we're teaching, why would we teach it? When we're teaching, let's teach players to be the most efficient, the most effective. Let's teach that. Then you're going to get situations where you got to score in the mid-range. It's nice to have. It is nice to have as a bailout. It's nice to take as a last shot, but don't search it out. We shouldn't search it out when a catch and shoot three, people can make catch and shoot threes as often as they make catch and shoot mid-ranges, but this is worth more points. So we might as well get more catch and shoot threes. Also, it's harder for the defense to guard a catch and shoot three than it is a catch and shoot mid-range. So with all that, the three is more valuable and a layup is more valuable with defense or without defense. A layup is more valuable. So yeah, that makes sense. The floor is lava. When you're teaching, teach exactly what he's doing. His team still probably takes mid-range jump shots. His players still take mid-range jump shots, but we're not teaching it and we're not hunting those out. We're not searching for those.
Most players do after drive and kick is they stand here and they wait. Then maybe they start jogging off. No, instead we want to leave the lava as quickly as we went inside it. So that means on a drive and kick, boom, I'm immediately back out.
And it's funny with kids having little sayings like that, floor is lava. It's so important because with a kid, you can say, hey, when you drive and kick, got to get to the corner. You got to clear out to the open spot. Like, you can say these things and it means something different to every player. When you're like, floor is lava, get out. They can now conceptualize, oh, that's what he means. He's like, pretend it's lava and sprint.
So if we can do that, it means the dominoes can keep falling because maybe my teammate drives it and now I'm ready to receive it again. If I stay in there, I'm losing the dominoes because one defender can guard two, right? It also applies after a cut. So not a pass and cut, I call it a ghost cut, which is a cut from the weak side, a ghost cut. And that's something really effective in dominoes to get a high value shot. So maybe it's the same thing, a player cuts.
This is a really good cut for like if we drive, so let's say Alex has the ball and he drives from this side, the help side will have to come over across and help. So what I call the captain spot, he's going to be responsible for helping. So that means this player that's in the nail will have to drop back, and he's got two players. So he's got one on the three, one on the wing typically. Staying spaced is fine, but this player is also looking at the ball to see if he needs to drop down and help. And while that player is now looking at the ball and two players, like that cut from the top is super important, because even if you cut across their face, oftentimes they don't see it, or especially if you cut behind. So that 45 cut that he's talking about, and usually look, it's going to be a drive from the corner will be the 45 cut, drive from the wing will basically be the baseline cut. But that's what he's talking about.
You've got to escape the lava. For taller players, they have an extra space, which is the dunker position.
Dunker spot.
So for bigger guys, they can escape the lava by respacing on the weak side to the dunker, right here. Because then they're in a...
Think about Nick Collison, Serge Ibaka, guys like that have full NBA careers. Blake Griffin, full NBA careers by dominating this spot. Get guards that can get into the key, or they drive from the wing, drop it off, dunk. Or get in here, throw a lob, dunk. So many guys have NBA careers. So many younger players have full college careers, full overseas careers, just because they can play the dunker spot really effectively. If you're a really good post player, let's say the ball is here on this wing, if you're really good, you can play on the ball side. You can play on the ball side. We'll throw it in, go one-on-one in the post. Great. But if you're not good at scoring in the post, you can be super effective standing opposite the ball in the dunker spot. Now, whatever happens, let's say they shoot it, you've got good rebounding position, they drive. If they drive the middle, you just cut underneath and they can drop it off. If they drive the baseline, you can just cut a little bit over the top. So many good opportunities to get scoring buckets just by being in the dunker spot.
Good position to get a layup or dunk. But everyone else, it's outside the 3, especially guards, right? So that's concept number 2. So we got 0 seconds. Number 2, escape the lava. Floor is lava. Number 3 is very simple. Stretch the defense. So we never want one defender to be able to guard 2 offense. So all that means, it applies to a lot of things. If we're spaced with a player in the corner and the next player is here and they're almost holding hands, that is really bad spacing. Because one defender,
so this is just spacing.
but you cannot allow one defender to guard 2. The corner, because it's impossible for one to guard 2. The defense.
This is a point where your teaching points, your vocabulary. This is why I like his communication style. It's very effective. When I'm teaching players, they need to know exactly what you mean. So if you say, go to the wing, they're like, okay, the wing is from, pretty much the knuckle all the way up to the slot right here on the elbow. There's so many different points in between there that a player might be, right? So if you say, go to the wing, and then we got a guy over here on the corner, well, it's like, all right, well, they're too close together. But if he's up here at the slot and in the corner, you're like, okay, that's a lot of space. So be very particular with the spacing that you want. And remember, game slippage. So if you allow players, like if you say corner and the player is off the corner and not on the baseline, and then you say get to the wing, like they might be standing right next to each other. For me, I'm really big when we're teaching the offense. Corner means you're as far in the corner as you can possibly be, because that's really hard to guard for this captain defender. If he has to worry about you being in the corner. If you're up here a little bit higher on the wing, he can see the ball and he can see you without turning his head. Get to the corner. Then up here, there's a couple things. You can call it the seam. So you can call it the seam or the lane line. So lane line extended. You can call it the seam, which is like kind of right in between. You can call it whatever the 45. So you can call it the 45 is right here. You can call it the knuckle. You can just be a little bit more particular with your language, top of the key, dunker spot, short corner, elbows, like all that sort of stuff. Just be very particular with your spots on the floor so that when the dominoes start, players know, I'm not just on the wing, I got to get to the 45. He's to the corner. When I drive and he lifts, he's lifting to the seam. That's where I can look to throw it. So once you get a little bit more particular with your angles in a game, a lot of it's game slippage will happen. It's not going to be perfect, and they got to play out of chaos. But as long as your foundation starts perfect, as perfect as you can make it, at least all the players have a similar understanding and a little bit less chaotic.
You could cut. The idea, 3 concepts to be applied. If we lose the advantage, it's neutral, and then we have to re-trigger.
And you can re-trigger with a pick and roll, dribble handoff, give it to your best player and let them go to work. Like there's a few ways.
And all that means is we have to get to another trigger. So that could be a quick pick and roll, a quick screen, anything, right? Obviously, we don't want to do that, but it's normal. It happens in basketball. Players make bad decisions, and we have to be ready to go. So it's a very different way of looking at the game. What I would like you guys to do now is we're going to spend a bit longer on this. I'd like you guys to be in different groups to the ones you were in, different groups of 3. And we're going to spend 2 minutes. And I want you guys to think about one small-sided game which you could use to develop dominoes. The 3 concepts of domino. I'm going to put a 3-minute timer on.
Okay, this stuff is fun at a coaching clinic, getting the coaches together and just be like, you guys think about what we can do.
When that happens.
Yeah, so he's I think this is what it looks like. This might be coaches. So he might have asked the coaches, like, you guys get out here and do these things.
Yeah, but it's awesome. And the reason why is because that is the reality of what your players are going to do. The biggest problem I see is a lot of times stuff like that happens and we get angry and we yell at the kids like your
Hold on, something happened that I
but
missed.
that happens. Oh, it's all right. That's okay. Hold. Recreate. That's all right. So, coaches, how uncomfortable does that feel when that happens?
This is super important, and this is why, like, when I was playing overseas and I was also a coaching director, I think that really gave me a different perspective that a lot of people don't get to have. And that's why I think learning basketball holistically, don't be someone who's like, I only watch high school basketball, I don't watch anything else. It's like, okay, but there's going to be so many parts of the game that you're missing out on. As a coach, like, the more different kinds of basketball we can digest and watch and be exposed to, the more you're learning and the more you can teach your kids. And when I was playing, I remember what it felt like being on the court and missing shots and not feeling good. And I'm in a slump and mad at my teammates, mad at the coach. I'm mad at everyone else but myself, right? And then having a coach also yell, and then I'd be like, hold on, man, like, you're not giving me any solutions. Then I go coach kids, and a kid misses a shot, and I go, hey, you're okay, man. I've been there. Like, you're fine. Just keep shooting. And then watching that kid be like, oh, like, I can keep shooting. Thank you. And be like, oh, wait, we have way more impact on our kids and how they develop than we think. It's just like, treat them like, put yourself in their shoes sometimes. And I think I've spoken about this. I had a coach that was working for me, and he's like, man, look what I got the kids doing. He had them doing defensive slides for like 30 minutes straight. I looked up at the clock. He had 30 minutes going. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, they hate this drill. And I'm like, okay, why are you making them do it? He's like, I used to hate it when I played. And I'm like, yeah, why are you making them do this? Like, you don't want the kids to show up to practice and hate it. Yes, obviously there needs to be some toughness drills, some mentality building and all that. I get it. But 30 minutes of defensive slides because you want them to be hard workers and you want to put them through the ringer, that's fine. But you're telling me you don't have enough basketball to teach them. Like, there's so much to get through, man. We got so much to teach. I don't need to spend 30 minutes of watching these kids do defensive slides that aren't going to actually help them become better basketball players. We can put them through a defensive drill and really teach the techniques and make them work hard, but why would you put them through something I don't want to? Anyways, that's a little tangent of what he's talking about. Those coaches messed up. What are the chances that those coaches yell at their players when they mess up? Probably pretty high. That's just what most coaches do. So put yourself in their shoes. There's better ways to teach. There's better ways to encourage players than scaring them to not making mistakes.
Yeah, but it's awesome. And the reason why is because that is the reality of what your players are going to do. The biggest problem I see is a lot of times stuff like that happens and we get angry and we yell at the kids, we sigh, we give negative body language. But think, do players try and commit a turnover? Do they try to miss a shot? No, right? If we waste time by punishing them and we make them run or we yell at them, all we are doing is making it more likely that they're going to do the same thing again.
Yeah, it's just negative reinforcement. All right, we'll skip. Let's see what they do. He asked the coaches to just come up with some small-sided
Awesome,
games.
yes, beautiful. Hey,
this stuff is always really cool. Again, put the coaches in the players' shoes. He just got lit up. And he's like, yeah, give me some.
Coaches, you see. And the decision to shoot was in 0 seconds.
Yeah, 0-second decisions, very good. Let's see what else he's got. Because again, if you want to go learn all these things, please go watch his channel. Please go watch these videos. Description always down. Video always down in the description.
But defenders on the baseline. Oh yeah. Show you what this is. So we would play 3-on-2 as normal. We would say you can only score a 3-pointer or the smile.
Yeah, so this is a lot of his like constraint-led approach where it's like you can only do this, you can only do that. I think this stuff is really good for players. This is something I think I intuitively did as a player. I've said about this before, but I'd be playing one-on-one, and if I didn't have someone that was very good to play against, maybe it was one of our youth league players, like a younger player that it wasn't going to be fair playing one-on-one, but I would tell them, I'm like, how about I can only shoot threes? So let's play, would you play? And they're like, oh yeah, okay, I have a chance to win now. For them, it gives them a chance to win. For me, it gives me a chance to work on something that I can actually improve on by giving myself constraints. So I can't use my size, can't use my strength to go just bully my way to the basket. I have to use some quickness and deceptiveness and some step backs and different moves to try and get free to shoot 3-pointers. So you can improve your game by putting constraints, but we can also improve our players by putting some constraints. As long as there's a purpose, there's a reason behind it, and then you can build up to no constraints later to show them how it applies. Take away some of their tools to make them work on a couple things, and then give them all of their tools and go, all right, go play.
No mid-range, because it's 3 on 10. We would get the ball if they score or they miss. We get the ball, we come off, and then you guys immediately come on. 3, 2, go, off, next two, and stop, right? So that is bursts, B-U-R-S-T-S.
I think that's a good way to teach and coach. If you saw like the coaching clinic I did over on the Patreon, very similar, like get on to the next thing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get the kids like moving through stuff. It just, it's so much, it gets their brain thinking like next play. You could see it with that coach on the baseline.
4,
Watch this
3.
coach. His brain is turned off. He's just watching. He's caught watching. He's probably not thinking like, what's my job? What am I, next play? What am I supposed to do next? Watch this.
3, 2, go, off, next two.
Gotta go. That doesn't work in basketball. Again, he's a coach, whatever. But that's what our players do. They do a lot of, they're sitting on the bench. They're looking in the crowds. They're looking for their parents. They're just looking around. You're like, sub, go get Jared. He's like, what? But what? Gets on the court. Who do you got? Number 42. Okay, number 42. And then the play starts, and it's like, oh, they're pressing, and now he gets trapped, and he wasn't ready for the press. Oh, they're blitzing the screen. I didn't realize they were blitzing. Yeah, because your brain's not turned on. You're not paying attention to what's happening. This is what players do. So by forcing everyone to be active all the time, hey, next group on, you start building that next play mentality. You don't get to show up to practice and have your brain turned off until it's your turn. You've always got to be on the go. So I think this is that stuff I talked about with the guard whisperer. Coaching to me is not the X's and O's. It's not the drill. It's not the technique necessarily. It's all those things combined, but it's how they all fit together, how everything works together and combines and all that. So this right here, yeah, this drill, maybe I disagree with it, or maybe I like it. I've never run this 3-on-2 drill. It's whatever. I probably won't run this 3-on-2 drill. But going from this drill would be great because it's like giving them some constraints. They're like, hey, 3-on-2, you got to score. It's all of his concepts, 0-second decisions, dominoes. Like he's getting to work and touch on all those coaching points. But then also next play, like, hey, as soon as they get a shot up, next group on. This sort of coaching is the stuff we need to start bringing in as a whole, as a community, just like getting better. Most of us are very old school. Hey, all of you guys, you sit on the sideline and watch this forever, while these 5, our best 5, they get more reps. But it's like, well, your best 5 is going to keep getting better, and the guys on the sideline are going to keep getting worse. Get them all out there. Hey, all right, first 5, you get out there. As soon as they go, next 5, you're on after them. Hey, next 5, you're on. Okay, it's back to the first 5. Good, whatever. Okay, switch groups. Okay, go in, mix up your groups. Go. Like, get used to playing with different players because that's what's going to happen in a game. So, super important to do this sort of stuff. And I think it gets overlooked at these clinics so much. All these guys are going to write down his coaching points. This is the stuff they need to start doing.
And stop, right? So that is bursts.
Bursts. Let's see what else he's got.
Because if we can get a good shot within like one domino, we'll take that shot. If the defense take that away, then yeah, we need those Spurs-like domino sequences. So I'm very glad you said that though.
When you play at a lower level, you typically get 2 feet in the key and you get a shot off of that. So either you shoot and score, or it's a kick out for a shot, a kick out, one more shot. So typically at a lower level, that's all you need to do. Every level you go up, you'll get defenses that will play that next level. They'll get a closeout, they'll switch, they'll scramble really well, and you got to create another opportunity or keep the dominoes flowing like he's talking about. Watch the NBA, watch the Pacers versus the Thunder, and just watch the amount. People say defense is dead. They're not watching the NBA the right way. Watch how many dominoes are created. Watch how many closeouts that players will sprint out to and scramble and switches, and how many times they make offensive teams like make another play. It's insane.
What we could do though, on a similar way, we could give a shot clock. stop them.
This is probably long enough because this video that I have is now longer than his video, and also it's his content. I don't want to. I just want to shed more light and bring this to more people. I don't want to take away views. So please go watch his content and make sure when you're watching, hopefully, so what I want when you guys watch my channel, I hope you're learning to learn. I hope you're learning how to learning how to apply things. You're not just taking what I say and going, oh, I'm going to do it this way because Midrange says to do it this way. No, you need to understand why things work, why they don't work. Ask questions, question the things I say. Like you should, people write down in the comments all the time something they disagree with, and I'll explain my part, and either they agree or they disagree, whatever, it's fine. But understand like the concepts, understand why we teach it, and understand what we're trying to get out of it. The reason I like Alex so much, these drills, whatever, the drill might be good. I don't teach dominoes. I just call it gaining advantage. We both use the word neutral. Like we both use that the same. 0-second decisions, 0.5-second decisions, whatever. All of that stuff doesn't matter. The concepts and the foundational understanding is all the exact same. And what you need to understand is how he teaches and how he builds upon his concepts is the part you need to look at and go, I need to add that to my practice. Don't look at the drill he runs. The drill is the drill. The drill is whatever. There's thousands of drills to do. Is form shooting good? Is form shooting bad? I don't know. I don't care. If it works for you, it works for you. What are you doing with that form shooting? Why are you doing it? That's more important. The why is far more important. So again, Alex does a great job of getting the next group in, making the coaches go out there and mess up and being like, yeah, the kids mess up too. So stop yelling at the kids. All of that sort of stuff is what basketball is about. You're a teacher. You're a mentor, you are a life coach, you are a psychologist, you are a parent manager, an adult parent manager. Like you're all these things. And then the X's and O's, that's somewhere in there too. But it's not 90% of it, I promise you. So if you can learn all these things, learn how to communicate, talk to people, ask questions, keep developing your strategies, you have no choice but to be a good coach. So I think this is really good. Another video I hugely endorse and definitely appreciate and have learned something from, and hopefully you guys have too. So see you all in the next one. Take care.